Thomas Lane or whoever that is send a script for the package?
I'm not doing good. I'm trying to be strong, very hard, not knowing where my son is at.
With her dear friend by her side, Gloria is opening up about her son, Christopher Flores, who she describes as having been a fixture in his neighborhood near Houston's White Oak Bayou, just north of the Loop. Him and his truck.
Everybody knows his truck. Ever since he was a little boy, he loved cars.
Just a quick glance at the machine shop that I built. Mama didn't raise no dummy.
He was fixing the truck to go to the Autorama. He had previously won first place.
But on Saturday, August 21st, 2021, Christopher told friends he's going to meet up with someone. The following Monday, his mother gets a call from his apartment complex.
They needed to get in touch with Christopher. His apartment had caught on fire. He was not answering his phone. I went to his job. The supervisor says, Miss Flores, we have been trying to call him all day yesterday. And that's very unusual for Christopher.
She reports him missing and soon receives a tip. A woman claiming her relative knows what happened to Christopher.
The relative had said that there was harm done to him.
And this was shortly after Christopher had given a tip to the family of this woman about a missing loved one of their own.
Right.
That's right. Christopher went missing after giving this family a tip on Emmanuel Perez, another missing person case recently featured on Fox 26. Emmanuel had been missing for months. Suddenly, his house also caught on fire.
That's where he dropped her off, at the house. And
At Emmanuel's house?
At Emmanuel's house.
Another twist in the plot. Emmanuel's relative with that ominous warning about Christopher, that is who Christopher had dropped off at Emmanuel's house the night before it went up in flames.
He even messaged me and said, Mom, the house is burnt. After he mentioned that, he went missing 2 weeks later.
But it gets even stranger. That relative is who the family believes Christopher went to meet the night he vanished. Family soon got another call that this person had made another comment about Christopher.
I got him. I did him good. He's in the storage right now. He's in storage.
About Christopher? So you must have gone right to...
Oh yeah, that night, friends. I mean, they all swarmed over to that public storage down the road.
And what did you find?
Nothing. But you can't get into the storage. Time passed and that public storage caught on fire.
3 fires, 2 missing people. But could it all just be a wild coincidence? Arson investigators who Fox 26 spoke to tell us that they simply don't have the right evidence to tie these incidents together or name a suspect.
Because there's no evidence, hard evidence.
So Gloria carries on for Christopher's granddaughter, Gloria's great-granddaughter.
She doesn't know about Grandpa yet. She knows about Daddy. She knows that her daddy died a couple of years ago.
Christopher's son.
Christopher's son. The baby knows about death. She knows about loss.
So does Gloria. Not only has she lost a grandson, but also her husband when Christopher was mere weeks old. And then...
My oldest son committed suicide at the age of 18.
Now she's putting out the call for anyone who can help her find what happened to Christopher.
What he would tell me is, Mom, and even my grandson said the same thing too. I hope I go before you because I cannot stand losing you, Mom, or losing you, Grandma.
Welcome to the Missing Live. I'm Kaitlin Monte. Thank you to those of you who are here joining us, who are repeat followers of this series. And for those of you who are new, this is a live interactive opportunity for you to speak with the families that are being featured on the Fox 26 series, The Missing. These are families who have missing person cases that are sitting unsolved, and they think that more information is needed, that police have exhausted everything that they have, and that there's something that needs to come from the community to solve the case. And here to talk about this week's case of Christopher Flores is his mother, Gloria. And Gloria, I have not met a stronger woman than the type of woman you are. You have been through a tremendous amount of loss. And I invite people to ask questions in the comments about this case. But I want to give you a chance, Gloria, to talk about your strength in light of all that you faced. You, as we talked about in the series, and what people just saw was what aired on TV. You have lost quite a few family members and loved ones.
Yeah, yes, I have. I've lost husbands. Um, Christopher's biological father, um, his stepfather, also that legally adopted the boys, Gilbert and Christopher. Uh, my brother, my son, at the age of 18, he committed suicide. Uh, Robert, my grandson, also. And now I have a half sister also that committed suicide.
And you facing all of this while praying for information about Christopher to find some resolution there. We have questions coming in. This is the chance for the viewers to ask questions and get involved in the case. And we have some of our regulars here, so let's get right to it. Gloria wants to know if you've had any news recently about your son. You and I spoke a couple weeks ago. So anything new that's come out since this segment aired?
No, nothing has come of any information. I do know that when I went to the Texas Missing Organization, I spoke to Officer Claiborne. She did mention that the person of interest, she spoke to her and wanted to know about um, Emmanuel Perez. Um, she she decided not to answer any of the questions. She claims that she did not know Christopher.
So this
Uh,
is the person who you and your family believe Christopher went to meet the night
right,
when he told friends, "Hey, I'm going to go meet somebody," and that was the last time anyone saw him.
right, exactly. And
Wow.
so when Miss Claiborne, Officer Claiborne, told me that, and I says, "What was her demeanor?" She says, right away, she got angry and claimed that she never knew Christopher. She never met a Christopher. And the officer says, "Well, how can you say that if people seen you, he took care of you, y'all were in a relationship?" And then she got real angry. Her face got real distorted and said, "You need to get off my property now."
Wow. And this is the woman who you told me Christopher had been trying to help, trying to
And,
support, and that he had recently sort of said to her, "Hey, I can't do this anymore. I can't support you anymore." And that was shortly before he went missing.
right. A matter of fact, it was a couple of months before that. I even met her. She came to my house. She came to my house. I met her. To me, she looked normal, but
Mhm.
you know, people that are mental, you can't never tell their demeanor. And then after a while, Christopher said, "I just can't put up with her mental. She uh, she is seeing people. She's talking to people. She's rocking herself back and forth. I can't do it, Mom." And then she says, is there any way that we can help her?" And I said to him, "Well, son, no. The only person that really can help her is her family. You can go and take her home and speak to her brother and ask them to help her." So he did take her home, spoke to Emmanuel, and he left her there. She called me crying, saying, that she wanted me to talk to Christopher so that way Christopher can, so she can get back with Christopher. And I says, I can't do that. That's his decision. And she said, but I love him. I love him very much. And I says, I understand that you do, but it's not for me to make his decisions as to who he is to be with and who he's not to be with. She called me twice and with the same thing, asking. And then I asked my son, and he goes, Mom, I cannot be with her because I cannot handle her. And I said, okay, well, we'll just leave it alone. And then he even took care of her. He took food to her. And at one time, I think the electricity was out. And he put her in a motel for a while and took care of her. Then after that, she got upset with him and said, I don't want to see you anymore. And Christopher says, okay, well, that's fine. I was just trying to help you.
Mhm.
So when Emmanuel's cousin put out that missing person, he sent it to me on Messenger, and that was on August the I wrote it down, August the 13th.
And he went missing on the last
August
seen on the 21st. So that
on the
was several days
21st.
before
Right.
Christopher was last seen. I have a question here from George asking any idea about his last whereabouts. You mentioned in the story that he told friends he was going to go meet someone. Did you ever learn where he went to meet this
No,
person who you think is the same person of interest in both cases?
no, we don't know where he went because he just said, I'm going to go meet this female. And that was at 12:30 at night of the 22nd, the 21st. And that's when he said, okay, I'm leaving because he had a friend, Mark, that he picked up to go to the gathering that they were having. And at the gathering, Mark noticed that he was speaking to a female, and they were asking, well, who is she? And he would say who it was. So then after that, Christopher left. That was at 12:30, 12:30, 1 o'clock. Mark called him and asked and told him, I have a ride. Don't worry about it. I have a ride. So
And you
that
said
was,
Christopher was single at this time, so it
oh,
wasn't
yes.
outside of reason that he might go to meet somebody, be dating. I mean, it wasn't
Well,
unusual to think he might.
right. He would date like occasionally friends and girls that he would meet, females that he would meet. He would meet up with them, but he would send me pictures of who he would
Mhm.
seen, And
He
the
was so
last
close with his
time
mama.
we saw Christopher, which I saw Christopher, was the day of his birthday, July the 29th. He came to the house and I gave him a gift, and David did too. And he hugged us and said, Mom, you're going to make me cry because of all the things you're doing for me. And I said, well, son, that's what mothers are for. And that was the last time I physically saw Christopher. Now we would message each other, on Messenger. He would send me messages. I would send him pictures of the baby and so forth. But on August the 13th, that's when he sent me the message about Emmanuel missing. And he says, I'm going to go check it out because um, Rita's going to have a benefit for him. And I said, okay. So when he went, he says, the house is burnt. And I says, where's Stephanie? He says, I don't know where Stephanie's at. I'll start looking for her. And as far as I know, Christopher had no communication with her, as far as I know.
And as far as you know, police, you mentioned that when you spoke with police just this past weekend, they said they had spoken to this person of interest. And prior to that, had they questioned this person?
Yes, they did. And they informed me because I'm the one that informed them where she was living at. So they went and met with her at that person's apartment and they questioned her. And after that, I called them and it says, yes, we questioned her, but we told her that she needed to have, we needed her to come in to have a formal interview, because there's no evidence for us to bring her in. And what I don't understand is because they said it's hearsay. And to me, hearsay, okay, that's a third person. Okay, fine. But even hearsay, sometimes that's enough to bring someone in to question, you
Hmm.
know. And for them, and then when they told me, well, we don't have hard evidence to bring her in, and you know, there's not like, I guess, a weapon or
Right.
something,
And we spoke with the arson investigator handling the case, and they said that it is not uncommon for arson, fire can burn it all, the fingerprints, a lot of the things you would typically have as evidence in other cases, and they said they simply don't have enough information or the
right?
concrete reason to tie this all together, despite what you've explained, which I think to most of us it sounds pretty obvious. There was
Yes.
the storage unit involved as well. That this person of interest made an ominous comment about someone being in the storage unit, got him good, and y'all
Hmm.
tried. You said that the whole family they all swarmed in trying to get into that storage unit, and just they would not give permission because it wasn't
Hmm.
your unit.
A matter of fact, even a private investigator, he's a good friend of the person of he's a good friend of the organization that I work with. He came on for a while there, and he went and spoke to the person that owns the storage, and they said, well, yeah, she has a storage, but she no longer has it. But when the fire started, Rita recognized a furniture of the person, and they said, this is her furniture,
In
and
the storage unit
in the
that
storage
went on
unit.
fire.
Right. But
And
then
that was the
arson
third
said,
fire.
yeah. And the arson investigator says, well, no, it has nothing to do with her. It has to do with someone's paint equipment being there, and that's how come the fire started.
Hmm.
So um, I was informed that a lot of people live in storage units, and I was informed that one time she was living in a storage unit.
Really?
Yes.
In this storage unit in question, or just you mentioned that she had been a little transient, this person.
Yeah. Yes. Uh-huh. And she still is, as far as I know.
But they
Um,
found her recently enough to question her, so they've
yes.
identified where she is. She hasn't skipped the country. She's
Not
not
yet. No.
overseas or anything. Not
No.
yet.
She's back at the place where she lives now. A
Mhm.
burnt house.
Mhm.
There's like an RV, small little RV,
The
and that's
burnt house, as in the house that Emmanuel Perez was living in that went on fire after he went missing?
yes. She's
Interesting,
living in
because
the little trailer.
we went by that property when we did Emmanuel Perez, when we spoke to his family, and
Mm-hmm.
we were there. I mean, we were feet from where you're telling me that this person is
Yes.
currently staying.
Right. And she's living in the RV. That's what
Hmm.
I was informed by Officer Claiborne.
So
Uh,
what piece of evidence would tie this to? Have they suggested the type of evidence they're looking for? Obviously, a confession of some sort
yeah,
might help, but
right. Yeah.
anything else, that could work as that piece of evidence?
There's nothing because the sofa that was burned, they threw it out and they left it in the dumpster at the apartment complex, and then they hauled it away. And I
Hmm.
was like, but couldn't that have gotten some kind of evidence? And the apartment complex people went in there also. So, in other words, a lot of the evidence was compromised, as they say.
Mm.
There's too many fingerprints. I don't know if they were even able to pick up a fingerprint or anything, you
And
know.
this is, I'm showing a picture here of Christopher's apartment after it
Right,
burned. So you can see the
right.
damage.
Mhm.
Folks can see this is where he lived, and a day after he goes to, or I guess he left Sunday morning to go meet this person early hours, and then by that
Right.
evening, the apartment complex says that it was on fire.
Yeah, at 11 o'clock that night is when they said that the neighbor smelled smoke, and they
Mm.
called the fire department. The fire department is just the next block. So they came right away, and they were able to, stop the fire, because the fire started on the sofa, on the stairs. There were some clothes there, or on the stairs. It started there, and then up the stairs. There's also like a round burnt area, and then the bed itself has another round area on the bed too. So they were trying to not only burn the downstairs but also the upstairs too.
Now, someone is asking in the comments, Sandra wanting to know, have they found Christopher's truck? You talked a lot about his truck being really well known, pretty identifiable. I mean, it was clearly, he had put a lot of work into this truck and it was beautiful. Have they found the truck?
No, they have not found the truck. Rumor goes that the truck is still in one piece and that it is now colored black. It's painted black,
What?
but we don't.
Who says that? Where'd you hear that?
There was a young boy that said that there was a truck like Christopher's out there in the Langwood Manor area, where that's right off of 43rd, 290, and through there. That the truck is still in one piece, but it's colored black. But we don't know if that's true or not. It's just here. It's just people saying rumors. You
So you
know.
haven't been able to go and locate it. You have, I
Oh,
know if that's
we've gone at 2 o'clock in the morning. We've gone at early in the morning, late at night. We've friends have scoped that area, and they say that. And then there was another person at the VFW that said, "Oh, have y'all found Christopher?" And the barmaid says, "No, no." And he says, "Well, you do know that the rumor is that he's in storage." And the barmaid says, "Yeah, that's what we heard." He says, "He's in storage right close to his apartment complex." So when I heard that, I asked, "Well, can that person call in, anonymously?"
right.
And they said, the barmaid said, "No, they don't want to get involved." So,
Well, at
well,
this point, you reached out to us because you do want people to get involved. You're inviting everyone watching to spread the word, to post, to do what they can to just get Christopher's name and face out there, just in case someone recognizes something in particular. This truck, very signature.
oh
So
yes,
you can picture it in
yes,
black, but you can see the rims. I
the
mean,
rims,
you said he won prizes at the Autorama with it,
yes.
and you're so
Hmm.
proud of him for it. That was such a great part of the conversation. So we've got people sharing this right now. Those of you watching, please go ahead and hit share, hit like, do what you can to try to spread the word. I know it's not always, funny memes might get you more attention online, but man, this is impactful work. Gloria, I appreciate you opening up about his case and being willing to be his voice. We have seen our viewers of the missing series bring people home and bring in major tips. So we're going to be praying for the same thing to happen to you. Those of you watching, you can find more information on fox26houston.com. You see the link there on the bottom of the screen. That's where you can find all of our stories for the missing. Pull up the page so you can see once again. We have all the information and a detailed write-up. So if you go here to the website, you're going to find the full story. And then as we get updates, we'll be adding them here. So this is the full rundown. You want to share this? It's going to be easy to do. We're going to post it right in the comments, and it's in the section above here in the description if you're watching us on Facebook. Um, Gloria, it's been a pleasure talking with you again. Thanks for going in depth with us. We'll continue to keep up with you. One last question from Anne Marie asking if they found fingerprints at the apartment, and she also wants to know if they have and found any um, fingerprints in the truck. But it sounds to me like you're saying the truck hasn't
No,
been seen since
no,
this all happened.
correct. Nothing has been found at all. You know, and that is what's so hard, that we can't even lift a fingerprint right now. You know, I think if we could lift a fingerprint, that would really help. You know,
Well, if anybody knows any private investigators, anyone who can help Gloria out, we're going to get information out on her, and you can always reach out to me and I'll get you guys in touch. Gloria has a lot more information about this case. She's happy to share with those who want to reach out to her privately. If you want to do that, reach out to us and we'll do what we can to get y'all in touch. Gloria, we're out of time, but keep us posted. Everyone who joined us, thank you so much. Please hit share. Please rewatch, share with your friends, and let's see what we can do to try to bring Christopher home and bring closure to this incredible family who's just putting their whole heart and soul into trying to find him. And maybe in finding Christopher will also answer the question of what happened to Emmanuel. So Gloria, thank you so much. Thank you to those of you who are hitting share, Tanya and others. We appreciate you. And we appreciate those of you who join us every Wednesday at 7 o'clock for the live stream and who rewatch us on Facebook and on YouTube and on fox26houston.com. We will continue this series. And Gloria, again, thank you.
And I want to thank you for reaching out to me and presenting this story out there for me. I really appreciate you, Kaitlin, very much.
No, it is my honor to support the work you're doing to be his voice. It's the least we can do. If it were any of us, we would want nothing less. So those of you watching, God bless. Thank you so much. And let's do what we can to help. And I will see you next week on The Missing Live. Thanks, everyone.